Hello and welcome back to the Spartan Partners Postgame Show. Norfolk State University wins it here this afternoon. Your final score is going to be 69-64. Norfolk State with the win. Ross Gordon joined by the head coach now, Larry Vickers, and Coach Vickers. As you go over the stats, I think the most important part is 69 and 64, and we have the 69 today.
Yeah, we haven't won a basketball game in a long time, a lot for COVID reasons and a lot of shutdowns. But I thought as a team, we did a good job as far as pushing through. We had a lot of players play a lot of minutes, and we didn't look like we did last week. So that extra week of conditioning allowed us to finish this basketball game.
Coach, I think one thing that you can say is the tale of two halves. And
Yeah.
down in North Carolina, it was the second half that cost us. We played well in the first half, but not in the second.
Yeah.
But we did better today, except for the last minute. I would say of finishing today's ball game.
Yeah. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and for certain people, it's pouring a little bit. But we got to get out our own head. We got to get out our own way. We need all eight to win a basketball game, and I thought collectively as a whole we played as a unit. So they did a great job.
Also, what really helped us in the second half is we held on to the basketball. I believe we had 17 turnovers going into the break. Ended up with 24, so we only had 7 in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that as halftime as far as not rushing, and defensively we'll be able to get what we want. It was even some times where late in shot clocks it was like, ugh, but we end up getting a good shot. So, I mean, I thought the team did a good job today about being aggressive and picking the right spots to be aggressive because, the ball's going to come, especially in a situation where, everybody played pretty much significant minutes.
I think one big thing that you can look at today's ball game and be happy about as a head coach is effort in the second half. I think down the stretch when we needed the loose ball, we got the loose ball.
Yeah.
Shine wasn't playing all that well offensively, got going in the fourth quarter when you needed her to get going.
Yeah, Sean's a player. She's really emotional, and we're trying to, kind of taper back on some of those emotions, but that's also what makes her a good player. So I got to understand that, like, I don't want to bring her emotion level down, but she's definitely hard on herself. But once she sees the ball go in, she becomes a completely different player. But, I think all her points came in the fourth, and she did a good job.
And they came when they were necessary.
Yeah.
When
They
we
were
needed.
huge. They were
And
huge
they were
buckets.
coming back. They were coming back a little bit, and a couple made shots. And then she made that little 6-0 run on her own, starting from the free throw line.
Yeah,
I think
correct.
also you talked about it before the game. Jaden Morris being back, she's a
Yeah.
shot taker,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even when we were up 10, that shot that she made to put us up 12. We were over here thinking that
Oh, the
maybe
pull up.
maybe it was a little bit rushed,
Yeah.
but it went in. So again, it worked.
Jaden, she's from the Richmond area, so we've seen her play a long time. Those elbow pull-ups, that's really her shot, and I knew it was coming. I mean, I've seen her shoot it 40 times before she got here. So my heart was a little bit in my stomach, like you said, because as a coach, you want to control the possessions at that end. But I think, at this point of the year, we would like to be a little bit further along than what we are. So we haven't had an opportunity to close a basketball game. So that's why you saw some of those mistakes today.
I think one thing we talked about too, Alexis Davis being the point guard that she can be. 13 points tonight, ended up with 7 assists, 1 rebound, also 5 steals. That's the kind of stat line you thought she would put up coming in.
Yeah, and I thought like her buckets, she didn't settle for the jump shot. She did a good job playing to her strengths. And, she's a crafty ball handler. So it was good to see, we haven't seen 69 points all year,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say it was the central defense. I do think we're just getting a little bit better offensively. So, I'm proud of the team.
Especially when they have the bigs in. They changed some shots around the rim. And I think you talked about it before the game. Finishing at the rim was going to be huge. We didn't miss too many layups tonight.
No, we didn't. We didn't. And some of the ones we did miss, we were kind of down on ourselves a little bit. But, we shot free throws well.
Mm-hmm.
We, like you said, we finished our layups. Even at halftime, I couldn't understand the score because everybody was shooting really a good percentage. So, but those turnovers, you talked about it in the turnovers, so we didn't turn the ball over in the second half, and we had a huge second half.
They had 14 points off turnovers going into the break.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up with 18, and we only had about 6 or 8 going into the break. We ended up with 21. That was the difference in the ball game, especially the start. The third quarter when they hit the layup, and then our defense turned to offense, and I think that was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, we weren't expecting Talia and Sean to have 3 going into halftime, so we played 4 guards in the beginning of the third. And, yeah, that makes us a better offensive group. But like you said, that also makes us a worse defensive group. But we were able to get the amount of points we needed necessary to kind of pull away.
Coach, it doesn't get any easier because you know they're going to make some adjustments coming into tomorrow's game, and
Yeah.
you don't quite know what's going on with Keisha White, but she caused us some problems when she was playing, but she didn't play a lot in the second half. We're going to have to come back ready and have that same energy that we had in the second half tomorrow.
Yeah, I think one thing about my group though, we like to see things one time. You know, like A&T's defense. You know, they jump out on you. Is you got to see it and you see their plays. But I do think my group is a little cerebral. So, like you said, they're going to make adjustments. Hopefully, we adjust the things we did today, and we hopefully can get out of here tomorrow with another W.
Maybe you got to go back to dressing up, man.
Well, I haven't had hard bottoms on in a long time. I'll tell my staff you said that. I know they'll be angry. But yeah, my daughter told me before the game, she was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "To the game." She said, "Where's your suit?" And I'm like, she hasn't been to any home games this year, so she was confused by the half zip, but good win. We're excited. We'll watch this film, break it down, talk to the team tomorrow, and kind of go from there.
It's important to see the one. That one get
the
one get up there, and it's important to see the one get up there, and hopefully we can get rolling today. Big win today, 69-64 is your final score. Norfolk State victorious over North Carolina Central. For all news on Norfolk State University women's basketball, you can go to nsuspartans.com. You can find this interview as well on YouTube as Norfolk State gets the win here today against North Carolina Central. We'll be right back at it tomorrow at 2 here at Joe Eccles Hall. For Wube Gabray and Coach Larry Vickers, I'm Ross Gordon. Thank you for watching and listening to Norfolk State University basketball on Blazing Hot 91 and the NSU Sports Network. Coach Vickers.
Go Spartans.